Hi.
All right, hello guys. If you're brand new to my channel, my name is Nikki and this is my book nook. Today, we're talking about the spiciest book I have ever read, and the start to what I know is probably going to be one of my new favorite series of all time. We're talking about Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. I am so upset that this book has been sitting on my bookshelf for the past 4 or 5 months, and I didn't know what was within its depths. Guys, I can't even explain to you how much I was obsessed with this book, how much I could not put it down. It was so freaking good. As always, if I'm obsessed with a book, I don't want to give any spoilers because I want you guys to go read it, but I am going to give a synopsis, tell you what it's about, give you a gist so that you can know if it's your type of book, because it's a very specific type of book that I think you're either gonna love or it's just not gonna be for you, because it has some very like dark, twisted elements to it, but if you're into that, you will love it. So, oh my god, let's get into it. So this book follows a girl named Erica Fain. Everybody calls her Ricka. She lives in a very wealthy community. She's grown up very close to this family called the Christ family. Within the Christ family, they have 2 sons, Trevor and Michael. Trevor is Erica's age. They've always grown up being best friends. Everybody's always kind of shipped them together, just have said they're gonna get married. But Erica has always been completely enamored with Michael. Michael is Trevor's older brother. He's the star of the basketball team in high school. He's never paid Erica any attention. Just like 6'4", dark hair, hazel eyes. Like, he's just like the ultimate popular star athlete, older brother. So eventually Erica does start dating Trevor in high school, and in high school, like I said, Michael is the star of the basketball team, and he's actually involved in, I'm not sure what else to call it other than a gang. Him and 3 other members of the high school basketball team are part of this group that people refer to as the 4 Horsemen. They wear these masks and they just kind of wreak havoc. The main thing they're known for is on Devil's Night, which is the night before Halloween. They always just go and they pull these pranks, but they're not regular pranks. Like, they light things on fire, they like rob places, like they just go crazy on the town, and people know about them, people are scared of them, like they are just like, nobody messes with the 4 Horsemen. Basically, at some point in high school, something happens where all of the 4 Horsemen except for Michael end up in prison, and Erica was somehow involved in that night, but we don't know how. So that was 3 years ago. We've now fast forwarded 3 years into the future. Erica is now 20. She's been in college for a year, but she's switching schools. She's going off. She wants to be on her own, and she just happens to be going to a college in the same town that Michael is now a professional NBA basketball player. And she doesn't know it yet, but the 4 Horsemen, all the ones that were in prison, are now out of prison, and they're ready to seek revenge because, like I said, somehow Erica was involved in that night. As the reader, we don't know why or how Erica was involved, but guys, this book is so freaking good because it is jumping around in perspective. It's in present day perspective from Erica's point of view, and then it'll switch to Michael's point of view, and then it'll switch to 3 years in the past on Devil's Night, the night that the boys are arrested. Erica's point of view again, Michael's point of view. It jumps around so much that you literally can't put it down because you're like, okay, I'm just gonna finish this chapter and go to bed, and then you're like, crap, now it's Michael's perspective. I gotta know what he thinks on this. And like, it's so good because like, you get to see inside their heads, but like what they're thinking isn't always what they're saying. And then like most of the book, like you're trying to figure out like what happened that night and how Erica was involved and like why these boys are so dead set on seeking revenge on her. And like I said, like Erica's always been enamored with Michael, but he's never showed her any attention. But now like she's older and she's kind of caught his eye, and he's supposed to be helping his friends like seek revenge on her. But you know, so much happens. There's so much tension. There's so much angst. There's so many like dark, twisted themes in this, but it is so spicy. It is so suspenseful. Like the whole time you're on the edge of your seat. I literally could not be more obsessed with this. Like, this was a 5 out of 5 star for me. I Literally loved it. I immediately, like, I was literally halfway through and I sent it to my book buddy, like on her Amazon. Like, I was like, you need to read this because I have to talk about this with somebody. It's one of those books that when I finished it, I'm like, I need to reread it because I love even like movies when you get to the end and you don't really find everything out until like right at the end, and you're like, oh, like, I just know if I reread it, there are so many things that I will catch that I didn't realize because I didn't know. You know, it's just one of those books for sure. For my Harry Styles stans, if you have read Duplicity and you loved it, you will love this book. Like, this book is total Duplicity vibes. I know that's kind of like Mafia, but this is kind of very similar in a lot of ways to that. Definitely like the tension between like Avon and Harry versus like Michael and Erica, it's so similar to me. Also, if you loved Stahl, I was obsessed with Stahl, and the story isn't that similar, but it's still the aspect of like the older, more experienced, more powerful, very wealthy like boy versus like the younger, more innocent girl. Like, that, it's so good. It's so freaking good. This book literally has every trope that all of us hardcore readers eat up. I mean, boyfriend's older brother, enemies to lovers, I hate everyone in the world but you, touch her and you die, like somewhat of friends to lovers, friends to enemies, lovers to enemies, enemies to friends. Like, there's just so many things that happen in this book that are just so freaking good, and it's all tied together in a beautiful spicy package, and I literally couldn't recommend it enough, so go read it. If you guys read this book, please give me all your thoughts about it down below. I'm so excited to read the rest of this series. I know I follow Penelope Douglas on Instagram, and she's actually like redesigned all the covers and they look stunning. I'm not gonna read the rest of the series right away. I'm gonna order them, but I think I'm gonna kind of save them as like a treat here and there because I don't want to like burn myself out on it. I don't think I could, but it's a lot, and I wanna savor it because I'm obsessed with it. So yes, literally go read Corrupt. There's definitely some like triggering things, maybe look into that if you're concerned, but definitely like just keep in mind, like I said, it's kind of like a little bit of gang culture, a little bit of very spicy, very not child appropriate things, but yeah, it's amazing. I'm obsessed. Definitely like one of my favorite books I've read this year. So freaking good. But yes, that is it for today. Short little review for you guys. I can't stop thinking about this book, and I already want to reread it. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.